When is it gonna happen? When am I gonna meet my person? Maybe you've been longing to meet your perfect partner, like that person made for you, and it's been feeling like daunting because it's not arriving. Like it always feels like there's something in the way, that there's always another lesson. Maybe you meet people and they're never quite right for you, and it feels like, is it even gonna happen? Like sometimes we end up not even fully believing in it anymore because it just feels like you're chasing something that you can't see yet, that is not formed yet. And if this is how you feel, and if you're wondering, when will I meet this person? Am I even gonna meet this person? Is there someone out there for me? Or like, why is it taking so long? This video is for you. So today I woke up feeling very inspired to talk about this subject, and I have so much to say about it. I feel like whatever you need to hear is gonna come out today in this video, even if it's just one thing. Maybe not everything I'm gonna say is gonna be related to exactly your situation, but whatever I'm gonna say is gonna be needed from someone listening. So let's talk about this feeling of a longing for something that is not there yet. There's an aspect of being kind of disconnected from this present moment and wanting something so bad that we kind of are in a resistance with what is now. Like, I'm so fed up of being single. I'm so fed up of not meeting the right person. Like, can this person just come here? And we're making the moment where we meet the person bigger than what's happening now. So there's like a concept about being in resistance with what is, not being in full acceptance of the present moment and what it has in store of us, and not trusting the process. Like there's a part of you that is feeling like it should not be this way. So you're in resistance, you're in lack, you're in envy, you're in a lot of things that are weighing you down. So my first invitation for you is to really like know that what is for you will find you in the right time. And if it's not here yet, it's because now is not the right time. And maybe for your ego, it's like, yes, it's the right time, I'm ready to meet someone, but you don't get to control that. Like the universe might have other plans for you and you're getting in the way of it because you're saying, no, this is not how it's supposed to be. Like you're arguing with something so big when you can actually just let go, trust the process, and your experience would be so much better, so much lighter. And maybe this is what's happening. The universe is pushing you to fully surrender and be in this present moment, feeling the love now, feeling the abundance now, even if you don't have like the partner to come prove that it's there, you know? And sometimes like we think we are ready. And I'm speaking from like, I'm 31 years old. I have not met my person yet, okay? And this doesn't invalidate anything I'm saying. Quite the contrary. Like, I understand how you feel. I've been single for forever at this point, like years and years and years. And there's a lot of moments in my life where I was like, when is it happening, okay? And just last year, I was like, okay, now I know I'm ready. Now I know I'm ready. Bring it on. I'm ready to meet my partner. And maybe it's gonna happen because I went to Australia. Maybe it's gonna happen in Australia. Maybe it's gonna happen there. But in truth, when I look back to last year, I was like, oh, I was not quite ready. Actually, I still had some stuff I needed to learn by my own, some places I needed to explore within me, some evolution I had to go through to be where I am today. And if I would have met someone, like maybe I could have gone through this with this person, but I feel like if it didn't happen, it's because I had to go through this journey by myself. So what I thought last year I was ready, like you don't know what you don't know until you know it. So me looking back was like, hey, maybe I was not fully ready at that moment, and I changed so much as a person that the person I would have wanted last year actually like drastically changed. And not in the way of the essence of the person, but I'm so more clear about the type of person that is to walk by my side, like the type of person I want to grow with. And so I can say today like, okay, now I'm ready. Now I know I'm ready. But the fact is, I don't truly know, and I know I'm in a position that I'm ready to welcome someone. So if the right person arrives in my life, like I'm ready for them. I'm ready to make this work. Although there's a surrender of being like, it's gonna happen in the right timing. If it's not happening now, it's maybe not even because I'm not ready. Maybe there's just other stuff that I need to focus on. Like right now I'm focusing on my business and unlocking my self-expression and being able to show up here in these videos. And maybe like that's the main focus of the moment. And not everything revolves around like finding your partner. Through that, why are you wanting to meet this person so much? In a way that the fact that I'm not meeting this person now is not okay. What are you running from in this present moment? What feelings of lack are you feeling? If I'm constantly projecting myself in a future where I meet this person, I'm in limerence with this partnership. What it tells about yourself is that there's something, a need, there's something that is not met right now, and you are meeting it with the possibility of this happening. So it's like, oh, when I meet this person, I will feel whole. When I meet this person, I will be seen. When I meet this person, I will be loved. When I meet this person, X, Y, and Z. And that is just showcasing something that is not met right now, something that needs your attention, something that wants to be met by your own self. And I'm not saying that you need to meet all your needs. Like, yes, you can work through stuff with a partner. Like maybe if you have a wound around like not being seen, you're going to be able to work through this wound with someone. But if that someone has not arrived yet, what can you do now to see yourself more? What can you do now to love yourself more? What can you do now? Maybe it's like, oh, I want that affection, you know, I miss that touch, you know, the feeling of like sharing something with someone. How are you not being intimate with yourself? How can you solidify this intimacy, this pleasure with yourself? How can you show up for yourself, you know? It's not so much that you need to be perfect before meeting someone, but if you don't have someone right now, like come back to the present moment and continue to do that work, because the more work you're gonna do now on yourself, the more you're gonna be prepared to actually receive this person when it arrives, because you might see this as a fairy tale. You might be idealizing this relationship. Like when I meet my perfect person, like all my dreams are gonna come true. We're gonna buy a house, whatever your vision is. Buy a house, have kids. We're gonna live happily ever after, just like the Cinderella stuff and all the movies we watched when we were young. But that's not how it happens. And maybe you see on social media people that have met their person and they're like, oh, all happy, haha, we're getting married, oh, I'm pregnant, blah, blah. You're like, oh, I want that. But you don't see what's behind the scenes of that. You don't see what they had to get through to really solidify their relationship together, because you know all the trials you went through with yourself, all the pains you had to like address, and all the moments you had to become stronger and resilient, and you had to step up when you didn't want to step up and it was so hard. All those moments, they made you so much stronger. They forged a stronger relationship with yourself. You started loving yourself more, trusting yourself more. You became that much closer to yourself. It's the same thing in a relationship. Like the strong relationships, they went through stuff to be in where they are right now together. So it's easy to idealize something and being like, oh, it's gonna be all perfect. But it's not. It's not like that. It happens. When you're gonna meet that person, it's gonna be hard too. It's not gonna be easier than now. It's gonna be hard too. It's gonna be like, okay, there's gonna be some stuff you're gonna be able to build with this person, but there's gonna be another set of challenges that you don't have now. And what this means is that everything you are doing now, all the work you're doing on yourself, is making it that much easier for the relationship to grow, because relationships are mirrors, especially romantic partnerships. Like these sacred unions are like the biggest mirror you could have in all relationships, okay? When you're in a partnership, it goes down to the relationship you had with your caregivers when you were a child. So everything that has not been addressed, every wound, every fear, it's gonna come out. Okay, so everything that you heal now is gonna be, everything you're doing now, you're working on your relationship, even if it's not physically there yet. Because let's say you have a big wound of rejection and you never ever processed it, never addressed it, you maybe don't even know it's there, and then you meet someone and it comes out like tenfold. And it comes out so much that maybe even it breaks the relationship. Like maybe it's so big that you guys can't even work through it. Now, imagine you spent the last 5 years addressing this wound, healing layers of it, one thing after another. Sometimes maybe you did meet someone and you worked a bit through that wound and then it didn't work out, etc. And then when you actually meet your person, it doesn't mean you're going to be fully healed and you won't feel rejection at all, but you will have healed a lot of it. So whatever's going to come up is going to be what's left, what's remaining. And since you already learned how to process this pain or this wound and how to process like the healing of it, and you have more tools, it's going to be so much easier to navigate this with your partner, and you won't be putting all the burden on them. Like, because that's too, it's like, oh, I'll be seen when I have a partner, I'll be accepted when I have a partner. Now you're putting all your burden on them, and it's a lot of weight for another person to carry, because the other person is not meant to carry this for you. And yes, like when in a sacred union, like you guys make a commitment to each other, like we're gonna go through thick and thin, and we will work things through. But that doesn't mean that the other person solves your problems. Like, that's not how it works. So maybe if you're not meeting your person right now, you are preparing for this person, and you don't get to choose when that happens. That's the thing. You don't get to choose that, oh, it's gonna happen next week, it's gonna happen next month. Like, the universe has something in store for you, and you have to trust that it's greater than what you have imagined, and it's better than what you have imagined. But it's gonna happen in its own timing. And let's say I'm in a place right now that I'm like, I'm ready to meet someone, but maybe I like to think about it as maybe the person, like, I know there's someone out there, I know there's my perfect person, and I know that when we're gonna see each other, we'll know, okay? But maybe it's not just about me being ready. That person too is getting ready for me, is getting ready for our union. That person too is going through their own things. Maybe they're in a place now that they need to be alone, that they need to figure out some stuff for themselves, so that when we will meet, we will know it's the time. And there's that too. A question I have for you is, do you fully believe this person is out there? Do you still have some doubts inside of you? Are you still like being like, well, maybe this person doesn't exist. Maybe there's no one for me. Maybe I'll be alone my whole life. If that is your case, you have to learn to sit with this. You have to learn to sit with this idea that, oh damn, maybe I'll be alone for the rest of my life. This is part of your healing work, okay? Sometimes in order to heal something, we have to face the worst case scenario. We have to become okay with it. We have to surrender, okay? Because you can't plan it out. I'm sure there's someone for you. I'm sure deep down in my heart there's someone for everyone, okay? But are you able to sit with the idea that maybe you'll be alone for the rest of your life? And how does that make you feel? Does that make you feel lonely, sad, desperate? How does that make you feel? Are you able to sit with that? Are you able to welcome those feelings? I made a video about how to hold space for yourself, so if this is something you're still learning to do, I invite you to watch this video. I'll put the link right here and also in the caption. But let's see what resistance is still living in you. Maybe that's the inner work that is being asked to be done. Is there some stories that still live in you that are not in alignment with actually meeting the right person for you? So it could be that, like, it could be like the fear of being alone. There could also be stories that are saying like, I will be rejected, no one can love me, I'm not good enough. There could be different stories that lives inside of you that are just stories. They are coming from what I said when you're a child, those first interactions you had with your caregivers, with how they made you feel, you know, or the interpretation you made about these relationships you had with them. And if you felt rejected by a parent, you might have registered that you'll always be rejected. And so it's not that you have not been meeting anyone. Maybe every time you meet someone, the same story always happens. Every time you meet someone, you're always getting rejected by that person. And you're like, when am I gonna meet someone that welcomes me, that wants to stay with me, that wants to commit? Well, maybe the question to ask yourself is, how am I rejecting myself? How can I commit to myself? How can I truly see myself? How can I truly love myself? Like, where can you work on that? there's some limiting beliefs living in you. I still have some here and there living in me. And I'm not saying, once again, that you have to heal everything to meet that perfect person. But while you're waiting, let's just do the work. Let's just be in a place that, like, the more you do this work, the more you'll be comfortable in your body, and the less it will be like a necessity to meet someone and put this burden on them. And the more it's gonna be more out of place, a place of wanting to love this person, wanting to share something with someone, you know, wanting to grow as people, than a codependency relationship where you need this person. You need it because you have stuff you're not wanting to address within you. I'm not saying this is your situation. Maybe you've done so much work and it's just a matter of time, okay? Maybe that's your situation, but there could always be some stuff that we could still address within ourselves. And so just remember that this person is on their way. And truthfully, like, I want to say that I understand, because I've been single for so long. There's periods where the wait has been feeling long and daunting, and I'm just like, I just want to be with someone. I just want to meet this person. I just want to grow with this person. And I always have to get back to this present moment. I know that when I'm longing for this, I'm disconnecting from what is now. I'm in resistance with what the universe has and plan for me, and everything pushes me to fully surrender to what is available now, to fully see how the love I have now, the abundance that is here now, the expansion that is here now, and to enjoy what I have now. Enjoy my singlehood, because there's good parts about being single, okay? I'm someone that's more introvert, I'm super independent, like I like doing my stuff, so like that freedom in my schedule, I'm enjoying it, okay? And I'm ready to do compromises to make space for someone in my life. But while this person is not in my life, I'll focus on my stuff and I'll put more work on these stuff and on my goals and whatever I'm working on. So how can you bring yourself back to this present moment and just enjoy what is here? I really like the subject of relationships because it's such a, as I said, it's such a mirror, it's such a reflection of what's within. And this channel is more about self-healing. It's more about discovering your true self. It's more about addressing the blockages within. So it's not a channel about, like, I'm not always going to be talking about relationships, but relationships are such a great opportunity to do this work. Not only being in a relationship, but longing for one. I also want to say this, like, it's normal to want a relationship. We are social beings. We are made to mate. It's actually a survival instinct. This is who we are, like, as a human species on this earth. Okay, so also don't put shame on how you're feeling. Maybe that's what wants to be seen. For you to fully embrace that you have needs and you have desires, and it's okay. You're allowed to want love. You're allowed to want the touch, the comfort. You're allowed to want to share your time with someone. There's no shame in that. There's nothing like, because we also live in an era of like, oh, learn to be single and be independent and like you don't need anyone. No, I believe I'm made to grow with someone. Like, I believe in union. I believe in sacred union. I'm full on to that. Like, I'm like, when I meet my person, like, I'm fully committed to you. It's not here yet. We're still connected in some way, but it's not here yet. So how can I bring myself back here? So what I wanted to say is that I'll be eventually making a video about attachment styles, because I healed a lot in my attachment style and how I go about relationships. Before, I had a really insecure attachment style. And so I attracted a lot of relationships that were very painful, very hard, especially one that was like really, really toxic for me. And really showed me what's within. And it could be easy to say, no, it's the other person the problem, like they are the one that's rejecting me, they are the one that X, Y, and Z. But how are you contributing to that? So I did a lot of that inner work. Like in the last 4 years, I did a lot of that inner work. And learning about my attachment style really helped me to navigate that, to understand why I would react a certain way. It's not about putting yourself in a box like, oh, I'm this attachment style, like it's set in stone. No, it's about allowing this attachment style to teach you more about yourself, to understand yourself better, so that you can start healing and move towards a secure attachment style. So I will be doing a video about this eventually because it's really a subject I love. So if you do want me to do a video about it, let me know your interest in the comments so that I could do it more quick. This seems to sum up what I wanted to talk about today. If there's something that stuck with you, like that you're like, oh, what she said at that moment, this really resonates, or this is what I needed to hear, please drop it in the comments. I would love to know what you received from this video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're interested in all the self-healing stuff. Hopefully you're able to give yourself all the love you deserve, and I truly believe, truly believe that your person is right around the corner. It's coming, okay? The corner can be 6 months away, 2 years away, or a few weeks away, but it's right around the corner. You guys are preparing for each other, and just know, the more you're advancing in time, the more you guys are getting closer. It has no choice because time is moving. So whenever you guys are meant to meet, you're getting closer to that moment. Continue doing the work, continue preparing yourself for that union, and have a great day.